The Pacific Ocean holds secrets that illuminate the darkness beneath its waves. At night, when the surface is still and the stars shine above, certain waters begin to glow with an ethereal blue-green light. These bioluminescent displays occur in patches that seem to appear and disappear with the tide. Scientists have long been fascinated by this phenomenon, but what creates such extraordinary light in the deepest parts of our largest ocean? Tonight, we follow the trail of these mysterious glows. The Pacific stretches over 11 million square kilometers, home to the most diverse marine life on Earth. Its depths conceal entire ecosystems that exist nowhere else on our planet. From sunrise to sunset, the ocean teems with fish, invertebrates, and microscopic organisms. Yet even in daylight, the water retains a faint luminescence in certain zones. This hidden glow reveals a world that operates by a different set of rules, one where light is not just a byproduct of biology, but a fundamental feature of existence itself. Bioluminescence is the ability of living organisms to produce and emit light through chemical reactions. In the Pacific, thousands of species have evolved this remarkable trait. When luciferants react with luciferase enzymes, they release photons of light. This process is common among deep-sea creatures, though it also appears in coastal waters near the shore. The chemistry converts stored energy directly into visible light, often blue, green, or red, depending on the species involved. It is nature's own light source, generated entirely within living tissue. These glowing phenomena are not random occurrences, they concentrate in specific regions where conditions favor bioluminescent life. The Mariana Trench, the Coral Triangle, and the waters around Hawaii all host spectacular displays. Some areas glow continuously, while others flash in unpredictable patterns. Researchers believe these hotspots correspond to rich food supplies and complex ecological communities. The intensity of the glow can vary dramatically between locations, suggesting that environmental factors, temperature, pressure, nutrient availability, all play roles in shaping where and how bright the light becomes. Among the most haunting examples of Pacific bioluminescence are sunken vessels transformed by the glow of their surroundings. Shipwrecks resting on the ocean floor become unexpected beacons when illuminated by nearby organisms. The phosphorescent plankton that drift through the wrecks create shimmering trails that resemble ghostly lanterns. These underwater graveyards offer a strange form of preservation, their structures remain intact while the surrounding water comes alive with light. The interplay between decay and radiance makes these sites uniquely beautiful and deeply mysterious. Understanding how these glows work requires looking at the cellular machinery behind bioluminescence. In many marine animals, specialized cells called photocytes contain the necessary chemicals and proteins. When triggered, by touch, vibration, or predator detection, the reaction ignites. Some species use light for communication, mating, or defense against predators. Others may produce light as a warning signal, startling potential threats. The precision of this biological system is remarkable. A single molecule can generate enough energy to produce a visible flash, all without any external power source. For centuries, Pacific Island cultures have observed and revered the ocean's mysteries. Traditional knowledge passed down through generations describes glowing waters as spirits communicating with the sea. Modern science has begun to validate these observations, documenting both the biological and cultural dimensions of bioluminescence. Indigenous communities in Hawaii, Samoa, and the Philippines share stories of starry seas and ghost lights. Today, researchers collaborate with these communities, combining ancestral wisdom with cutting-edge technology to unravel the full picture. One particularly compelling location is the Mariana Trench, home to the deepest known points on Earth. Here, bioluminescent organisms thrive in extreme conditions, pressures that would crush most life. Yet in this abyssal darkness, glowing creatures have adapted to survive and communicate. Hydrothermal vents along the trench walls support unique ecosystems where light-producing bacteria form symbiotic relationships with larger animals. The contrast between the crushing environment and the delicate glow is stark, a reminder of life's resilience in the most inhospitable places. The scale of Pacific bioluminescent phenomena is staggering. Massive schools of dinoflagellates can cover entire ocean surfaces, creating waves of light that ripple across the horizon. In the deep, individual organisms like the sea sparkle, Noctiluca scintillans, form dense mats that pulse with rhythmic brilliance. These displays can be seen from satellites, appearing as shimmering curtains across vast stretches of water. Such abundance suggests that bioluminescence is not rare, it is a widespread strategy employed by countless species across the entire Pacific Basin. Scientific exploration of these phenomena has advanced significantly in recent decades. Submersibles equipped with high-resolution cameras now document glowing organisms in their natural habitat. Researchers have recorded new species of bioluminescent fish and crustaceans, expanding our understanding of evolutionary adaptation. Laboratory studies have isolated the genes responsible for light production, allowing scientists to cultivate glowing organisms in controlled environments. These discoveries deepen appreciation for the complexity of marine life and highlight the need for continued protection. Despite scientific progress, the Pacific's glowing graveyards face growing threats. Climate change alters ocean temperatures and acidifies seawater, disrupting the delicate balance of deep-sea ecosystems. Pollution from plastic waste introduces toxins that can harm bioluminescent organisms. Overfishing reduces prey populations, affecting the food chains that sustain glowing communities. These challenges underscore the fragility of underwater environments, and the urgency of preserving them before the luminous wonders of the Pacific fade forever. The Pacific continues to reveal its hidden wonders, even as human activity pushes toward greater encroachment. Each night, the ocean offers a glimpse into a realm where light emerges from darkness in ways we are only beginning to understand. Whether in the gentle glow of a coastal stream or the eerie luminescence of a sunken ship, these phenomena remind us that the deep remains largely unexplored. The next chapter of discovery awaits those who listen to the silent language of the sea. When a whale dies in the open Pacific, its body begins a long, slow descent toward the ocean floor. This process is known as a whale fall. As the massive carcass sinks through kilometers of dark water, it becomes a vessel of concentrated nutrients drifting toward an otherwise food-starved abyss. Most of the deep ocean floor receives only a slow rain of organic particles from above. A whale fall changes that equation entirely. Once the carcass reaches the seabed, the first stage of the whale fall ecosystem begins. Sleeper sharks, hagfish, and various crustaceans arrive quickly, sometimes within hours. These mobile scavengers can strip the soft tissue from a large whale in a matter of months. In the near-total darkness of the abyssal zone, many of these creatures rely on senses other than sight. Some produce faint bioluminescent signals, faint glows in the black water used for communication or camouflage. After the large scavengers have consumed the soft tissue, a second community moves in. Polychaete worms, crustaceans, and mollusks colonize the sediments surrounding the skeleton, feeding on organic material left behind in the surrounding mud. This enrichment opportunist stage can last 1 to several years. The seafloor around the bones becomes a patch of elevated biological activity in an otherwise sparse landscape, drawing species from across the surrounding deep-sea plain. One of the most remarkable discoveries at Whale Falls is a genus of worms called Ostax. These worms have no mouth or stomach in the traditional sense. Instead, they bore into whale bones using root-like structures and rely on symbiotic bacteria to break down lipids trapped within the skeleton. Female Ostax are visible as feathery plumes emerging from the bone surface. The males are microscopic and live inside the females. Ostax can sustain themselves on a single whale skeleton for decades. As anaerobic bacteria break down lipids inside the bones, they produce hydrogen sulfide. This triggers the third and longest stage of a whale fall ecosystem. Chemosynthetic bacteria that use sulfide as an energy source flourish on and around the bones. These bacteria form thick mats that support a community of specialized organisms, including vesicomiid clams and mussels that host their own sulfide-oxidizing symbionts. This sulfophilic stage can persist for 50 years or more on a large whale skeleton. The deep Pacific is a realm of perpetual darkness, and many organisms that live there produce their own light through bioluminescence. This is not reflected sunlight. It is a chemical reaction, typically involving a light-emitting molecule called luciferin and an enzyme called luciferase. Bioluminescence has evolved independently dozens of times across different lineages. In the deep sea, it serves functions including attracting prey, deterring predators, and finding mates in the vast darkness. Among the most iconic bioluminescent creatures of the deep Pacific is the anglerfish. Female anglerfish possess a modified dorsal fin ray that extends over their heads like a fishing rod. At its tip is an elysium, a fleshy organ that hosts bioluminescent bacteria. The glow attracts prey in the darkness directly to the fish's mouth. The relationship between the anglerfish and its bacterial symbionts is one of the most studied examples of bioluminescent mutualism in the marine world. Many species of deep-sea jellyfish also produce bioluminescent displays. Some release luminous mucus when threatened, creating a dazzling burst of light intended to startle predators. Others pulse with rhythmic light patterns that may serve to confuse attackers or attract larger predators to their assailants. These drifting, glowing bells are a common sight in footage from remotely operated vehicles exploring the Pacific's deeper waters, moving gracefully through water that has never seen sunlight. Bioluminescence in the Pacific is not limited to the deep. Near the surface, microscopic organisms called dinoflagellates produce flashes of blue light when mechanically stimulated. When disturbed by waves, boats, or swimming animals, these single-celled organisms create the glowing water sometimes seen along Pacific coastlines at night. While not directly connected to whale falls, dinoflagellates demonstrate how widespread bioluminescence is across the Pacific's many ecological layers, from surface to the deepest trenches. Most of what we know about whale falls and deep-sea bioluminescence comes from remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs. These unmanned submersibles are equipped with cameras, lights, and sampling arms. They allow scientists to observe the ocean floor at depths that would be impossible for human divers. Each ROV dive can reveal species never before described by science. The footage they capture has fundamentally changed our understanding of how life persists in the deep ocean. In the final stage of a whale fall, the bare bones may serve as a hard substrate for deep-sea corals and other filter feeders. Even after the sulfide-driven community has faded, the skeleton can persist as a small reef, providing structure in an otherwise flat and featureless plain. Deep-sea corals grow slowly, some only millimeters per year, but they can live for centuries. In this way, a single whale's death can shape the deep-sea floor for generations beyond its own lifetime. Whale falls reveal a profound truth about the deep Pacific. What appears to be a barren wasteland is in fact a dynamic ecosystem shaped by death and sustained by chemical energy. From the first scavengers to the last coral polyp, each stage of a whale fall supports a different community of organisms, many of them glowing with their own living light. These bioluminescent graveyards remind us that in the ocean's depths, nothing is wasted, and even death becomes a source of extraordinary life. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more real mysteries and discoveries.